Welcome to the 2025-2026 California Region 4 Event Region Championship. My name is Paige Doyne, and I will be one of your senior head referees for this event. You all have worked diligently throughout the season, and we are so excited to see all of you at the Town & Country Hotel Resort and Convention Center starting on February 27th. This video will act as our driver's meeting, so please take note as this video contains the important rules that we want to review with you before the event. The primary contact listed on your Robot Events page will be receiving a link to a Google Form Q&A. Any questions that you have should be submitted through that Google form and will then be answered on February 27th during our opening ceremonies. This video is a run-through of some of the important rules for this year's game. However, this video is not a comprehensive rules guide and is not a replacement for the game manual. Before we hop into rule clarification, I want to provide a quick overview of how the event is going to run. We are going to have two divisions located in the Golden State Ballroom. Division 1 will be the high school event, and Division 2 will be the middle school event. We will have 3 competition fields per division, and we will also have 3 head referees per division. At your division, you will have scorekeeper referees who will be keeping track of scores on tablets. At the end of each match, they will confirm the scores with the drivers present at their driver station. Please be sure to confirm the scores before you leave, because once the scores have been saved, we cannot go back and change them. Keep in mind that scorekeeper referees are there to score and observe the match, not to make rulings or discuss rulings with a team. If there is a potential question of a rule violation or anything that happened during the match, please ask the scorekeeper referees to grab a head referee. The head referee will then come over and discuss the rules with you. Please do not leave the Alliance Station unless either the scorekeeper or head referee asks you to do so. If a head referee does need to determine if a violation has occurred, referees will consult with each other and with any rules that might pertain to the interactions. One of which is GG15, offensive robots get the benefit of the doubt. We will also be using the violation flowchart to determine whether it should be a minor violation or a major violation. The head referee will clearly indicate to the team which rule or rules were violated and what type of violation is being issued. Keep in mind that T1 always applies. Head referees have ultimate and final authority on all gameplay and robot rulings during the competition. If a team wishes to appeal a head referee's ruling, T3 will apply, which states that team members must stay in the Alliance Station until the head referee from that match talks with the team. Note that head referees cannot review any photo or video recordings. As mentioned previously, if there was an interaction in the field where the head referee does need to have a discussion with the team, they are there to help answer questions and discuss what they saw and then what the ruling is going to be. At that point in time, you are welcome to again ask clarifying questions and have a discussion with the head referee. However, keep in mind that one of the goals of this event is to stay on time. Since the event will be running over 3 days, we need to be conscious of where we are spending our time. As a result, if there is a discussion that needs to be had, the head referee will gladly again discuss this with the team. However, we do need to keep these interactions as swift as possible. We'll now move into the specific rules that we'd like to review, starting with G1, treat everybody with respect and follow the code of conduct. This applies to all participants, coaches, and spectators. Another one of our goals is that everybody has a good time, and in order to do that, we must all act in a respectful manner. Failure to do so may result in match violations or being pulled from judged awards. It is also important to note G2, that this is a student-centered program. Adults should not be building, programming, or really even touching robots at this event. The students should be doing everything by themselves, and this includes, but is not limited to, scouting teams, match play and skill strategies, and what to say during a judge's interview. Students must also always be the one advocating for themselves when questions arise at this event. An extensive list of what is considered to be student-centered examples can be found under the student-centered policy linked below and on the REC library. Finally, the big rule of this season, G4, the team's design, robot, coding, strategy, and ongoing work must represent the skill level of the students currently on the team. Again, teams should not be copying robots, mechanisms, and should be documenting evidence of their robot iterations, modifications, and their design process in their engineering notebook. For inspection, before the event, teams must print out the inspection forms. Teams and coaches will need to review and fill out the inspection forms. This is your way of double checking and confirming that your robot is in compliance with all inspection rules. A team member and your coach must sign this inspection sheet agreeing that you have reviewed this and that your robot is in compliance. Inspection will take place in your division on Friday the 27th. Please bring your physically filled out inspection form to the inspection line along with your robot, license plates, and anything else that you might need to pass inspection. A referee will then look over your robot and your inspection sheet to confirm whether or not you pass inspection. The two major things to make sure of before coming to the event is that your robot is going to pass sizing and that your team number on your brain matches the team number. These are two of the biggest issues that I have seen throughout the season, so please confirm these items before coming to the event so that we can get through inspection quickly. Just a reminder too, that per R3B, all possible robot configurations must be inspected before being used in the competition. This especially pertains to modular or swappable mechanisms, and if you make any significant changes to the robot during the event, it must be re-inspected before the robot is allowed to compete. Teams may also be requested to have a spot inspection by the head referee, and if a robot is determined to be in violation of an inspection or robot rule before a match, the robot will be removed from the field. However, if the robot is later confirmed to be in violation of a robot rule during or immediately following a match, they will be disqualified from that match, and the team must be re-inspected to ensure that they are no longer in violation. The next important section includes robots and coming to the field. As mentioned during the opening ceremonies video, your team will receive 3 colored wristbands at check-in. Note that the arena area is going to be very tight, and we're going to be limiting who can actually go to the queuing tables and the fields. When coming to the field, only the 3 drive team members with those wristbands will be allowed into the queuing area, so just be prepared for this adjustment. When bringing your robot to a match, it must come to the field ready to play. If a robot is delaying the start of a match, it may be removed from the field at the discretion of one of the head referees or the event partner. This means that when you come to the field, you have to have the correct colored license plates, batteries charged, no downloading code at the field, and no pumping air. And just a reminder that pneumatics should not be filled past 100 PSI. When you come to the field, you should also be wearing either safety goggles or glasses with side shields, per S4. Regular glasses will not be allowed at the field. As you place your robots on the field, be prepared for there to be up to 1 inch on field tolerances. As clarified under GG4, students should keep their hands out of the fields, and this includes team members should never adjust any scoring objects or field elements. This is especially true for the blocks at the bottom of the loader. You cannot rotate those and you cannot touch those with your hands. If we see that, it will be considered a violation. If a field or game element does appear to be outside of the 1 inch tolerance, students should promptly inform the head referees prior to the match. And also keep in mind that per T5, blocks can be any rotation on the field. Also, just as a quick reminder, we will be using the V5 brains and field controllers, and per GG11, your controller must stay connected to the field at all times. We recommend that at the end of a match, you carefully place your controller down on the ground until the scorekeeper referees tell you to clear the field. Now we will be moving into scoring, general, and specific game rules. The first rule that we would like to review with you is the autonomous win point. As per SC6, for events qualifying to the World Championship, the following tasks must be completed for an alliance to receive an autonomous win point. We wanted to remind all teams of SG7 Section F. If you shoot a block across the autonomous line and it contacts a robot that is driving, that is considered to be a violation. Note that in Q&A 2924, it states that blocks that begin in clusters at the autonomous line are not subject to SG7. So our referees are going to be watching for this on the field, so be prepared for that. With this being said, all rules still apply in the autonomous period per rule GG13. This means that any violation, major or minor, during the autonomous period will result in an autonomous loss. If both alliances violate a rule during the autonomous period, no autonomous bonus will be rewarded to either alliance. Also keep in mind that teams are responsible for the actions of its robots at all times, and this is included in the autonomous period. It also pertains to GG17, no holding for more than a 3 count. So even if you can't control your robot, if a hold is occurring, we will still begin to count. When a referee sees a hold, we will count very loudly, red 1, red 2, etc. And again, it is your responsibility to make sure that you do not exceed that 3 count. Anything after us saying 3 will still be considered a violation. There tends to be a lot going on during a match. If the referees for some reason are not holding a count, please politely inform the referees that there is a holding. Please do not count for the head referees, as only our hold counts are official. It may also mess up the head referees who are counting or your own team who is listening for the head referee's count. So just please, no counting holdings for us. If you inform us of a hold that is occurring, the referees will try to direct their attention to the interaction that's occurring and will begin a count if they determine that a hold is actually happening. Keep in mind that G1 always applies. This means that teams should not be screaming or arguing with referees at the field over whether or not a hold is occurring. The head referees will be happy to explain what they saw during the match, either during the match if time permits, or immediately after, to explain why they either did or didn't start counting a hold. Another point of contention that often comes up this year is relating to tipping. We as a referee team have seen that the majority of tips across this season have been incidental interactions that are a part of normal gameplay. This does not exonerate tips, and they should always be avoided at all costs. Please listen to your head referees during a match, as we will be calling out when we see a tip and trying to help you guys avoid those. So again, please make sure that you are listening to the head referees, especially during those precarious moments during a match. The biggest advice that we can give is that if you as the drive team see a tip beginning, back away immediately. If you do continue to push, that is when a tip could escalate to a major violation. We wanted to give a quick reminder to teams about the violation notes for SG4, keeping blocks in the field, and SG9, improper match loads. Please pause the video and review the following violation notes. It's very important to pay attention to these violation notes because you will be playing many matches over 3 days. And as you see, repeated minors can quickly escalate to a major violation. Finally, we wanted to review goalkeeping. Again, you cannot reach into the open portion of a goal without attempting to change the scoring within the goal that you are reaching into. This means that just dribbling a block back and forth around the goal would be considered a violation since you are not attempting to change the score. If a head referee sees goalkeeping, they will point this out immediately, and your team must remove your robot from this state. Otherwise, it will be considered a violation. If there are 2 robots in a stalemate, both must leave immediately and not change the score of the blocks. Otherwise, that will be considered a major violation. If we see a stalemate, we as the referees will communicate that to both alliances, and again, please review the violation notes for this rule. While these are specific rules that we wanted to discuss, we recommend reviewing sections 2, 3, and 5 of the game manual and the official VEX Q&A to ensure that you are up to date with all the rules pertaining to these sections. One thing I also like to mention is that our role as head referees is to actively help teams avoid violations. We will be constantly talking with you in the fields and after the matches to help you avoid violations. Our job at this event is to help you. So if you have any questions about the rules, please politely come and ask, and we'd be happy to help answer any questions that you might have. This will conclude our drivers meeting. If you have any specific questions you'd like answered, again, the primary contact listed for your team on Robot Events will be receiving a link to a Google form. You can use that to submit any of your questions, and they will be answered in person on the day of the event. Once again, we look forward to seeing you all on Friday, February 27th.